Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. Right, so we have week 4 Eternity of Pain Scorpion boss fight. So as always, let's break it down quickly. I'm going to show you guys a couple of solos, and then we're going to go over the best options. So let's start with the nodes. So we have Slow Learner, which is basically if you use 2 special attacks within 15 seconds, you get 150% potency Petrify debuff, which is going to be actually quite important and quite painful. Then we have Languor, which means whenever you have 0 power, you take a huge burst of damage, so you always want to avoid that. Because of Languor node, also you never want to throw a special 3. Because by definition, when you throw a special 3, you come out of it with no power left whatsoever. Then we have Enhanced Parry Power Gain. So every time you parry, you're actually going to get a very potent power gain for the next 5 seconds. That's going to give you a full bar of power. That is very potent power gain. And here is where the first trap is. If you parry and then you use your special attacks, you're going to get that Petrify. And then that Petrify combined with that power gain can take you down to 0 power and you take a big burst of damage. Then we also have Beat the Buzzer, which makes things significantly more complicated, where the attacker, whenever you feel a bar of power, you have 8 seconds basically to use a special attack, or you can take a burst of 50% of your max health. So again, this is kind of like all about managing power and watching timers. Then we have Cold Turkey, that penalizes you for purifying debuffs. Stylish is here to help you with the Scorpion's Evade, because whenever you crit, you get extra 2 hits on your combo meter, which is important to switch off Scorpion's Evade, whereas where you every time have to get to 20 combos on your meter. Then we have Make a Stand, which basically means that you need to keep knocking him down in order to do damage. And then the final one, Resistance is Futile. This node kind of is not too important because the power gain there is fairly minimal. Whenever you would be receiving a debuff that you are immune to, Scorpion gets a power gain 10% of his max power over 10 seconds, so it's not the most potent power gain there. Right. And then we obviously have our objectives, where we need to use offensive damage over time champion, we need to use a robot, and Thunderbolt, which is the trickiest one. So let's start with the easiest and obvious solo. This is for offensive dot champion. You actually do not need to do this fight with Archangel, but this was the first champion that immediately popped up, and I just wanted to see how easy it is. And obviously we did get him down in the very first try, because Archangel is an absolute beast. He shuts down all of these nodes pretty much, so you don't really need to keep worry about throwing your specials or on time or pretty much anything else. So you just keep up your neuros, and that's it. You're going to watch Scorpion melt, so you can definitely do this fight with Archangel. I'm going to speed through it a bit, because I'm going to show you guys a longer solo that I think is the best option for Thronebreaker players, and also one of the best and safest options for most of the Paragon players in order to get double points in this. So as you can see here, he was a bit stubborn, so all of the neuros fell off when he was at 9% health, but that's like not really a big deal. So here I'm just going to throw a special attack to make sure I don't explode with one of those timers, and then we're going to finish off this fight. It's a rank 4 Archangel, but obviously we're finishing with like 85% health, so I can definitely get through this fight also with like a 5-star Archangel if need be, and get that damage over time objective down. However, Omega Sentinel fulfills 2 objectives. She's a robot, so that's Thronebreaker objective number 2, and she's also damage over time champion. Now, the best way to do this fight, in my opinion, is to take it slow and steady, and basically abandon your special attacks. That is, I think, the safest way, because that's also pretty much the only way you can lose this fight. So my strategy in this fight is take 1 burst from not throwing that special attack. As you can see right now, it took about 50% of my health down. And after this point, we're safe. We don't need to worry about taking any bursts of damage. On top of that, Omega Sentinel is not immune to poison, but every time she would get a poison applied to her, she gets a regen, and obviously that is going to help us get our health topped up. Then you have your auto block safety as well, and pretty much the entire fight just play slowly. What I do the entire fight is just do medium, and a heavy attack and a heavy attack and medium, and just try and maintain a couple of incinerates on him. Do not rush anywhere, and just be very, very safe. Again, you can block level 1s. You don't need to evade them. You actually want to block the level 1s, because if you do that, Scorpion's going to put some poisons on you through block. That's going to trigger your regeneration, and it's a very, very easy life here. You just, at this point, we have like 3 incinerates. He's ticking away. Obviously, he has the 90% damage reduction until we knock him down, which we did just now. So without Liquid Courage Double Edge, this fight did take me about 6 minutes to get done. With Liquid Courage Double Edge, obviously it would be significantly quicker, and you can get that Archangel Solo also with Liquid Courage Double Edge. But for a change, you don't really need to change your mastery setup in this fight, because there is no heal block or anything of the sort. So you would be significantly quicker if you run Liquid Courage Double Edge. And here we can see that I have like 6 incinerates. He's ticking down fine. At some point I'm going to lose those incinerates because he's going to refuse to throw a special attack, which also is fine. Towards the end I'm going to kind of rebuild it and just slow play it. We can see that I'm sitting very nicely at 75% health. I will lose my combo a handful of times that evade is going to catch me. Some of the times I will actually be saved by my auto block, and that auto block save is also going to be very nice to place another incinerate on him. So here we can see that I lost 1 of my incinerates, but it's still fine. We get 5 of them up. We're going to try and get another 6th one back up. So now, unfortunately, he throws special at the inconvenient moment, so I only have 2 incinerates remaining, and even those are not paused. Now I'm down to 1 incinerate, but again, none of it really matters, because you can take all the hits in the block as much as you want. He can combo into you. It's not going to hurt too much due to your armor rating, due to everything else, and everything's very chill. Just block level 1s. You don't need to know how to evade them fully. And you can also at the same time, you know, push him to level 2 if you want to, if need be. Everything's fine. Here he auto-evaded. Here he's going to drop a few hits, but as we can see, Omega Sentinel can tank it very easily. I still have those incinerates ticking away, and I'm basically going to just do exactly the same thing. The entire fight, block level 1s, evade level 2s, do mediums, and heavy attacks. Kind of like try to rebuild your armor ups in order to become sturdier, in order to get that auto block safety in. And here you can see that I'm not doing the greatest job at maintaining my debuffs, but everything's fine. Everything's fine, and that Scorpion is gonna drop dead in about 6 minutes and some seconds. And that is rank 4 Omega Sentinel, yes, but it's without Liquid Courage Double Edge, without any boosts. Fairly straightforward, the easiest way how to get both Thronebreaker points. Again, as if you're a Thronebreaker, just do this fight once. It's very safe, very simple, and you will have the job done. But let's go over the best options then, shall we? Well, let's shall. So best options for Thronebreakers, as I explained here, is Omega Sentinel, both objectives done. Warlock, I basically use a very similar strategy. You might end up using like a revive, but Warlock also fulfills both Thronebreaker objectives, and that is also a very straightforward fight where you just parry heavy. That's it. Build up to level 3, take 1 burst damage, whatever health you have remaining, just parry heavy. Because Warlock has a single hit heavy attack, you will never have to worry about the evade, and Warlock will still do sufficient amount of damage. Then alternatively, you can use Archangel and Ultron or Guillotine 2099 for robot objective as some second best options. Best thing to do for Paragon is basically the same thing with Omega Sentinel, and then do a fight with X23. X23 is by far the best Thunderbolt, in my opinion, to do this fight with. I did that solo with rank 2 unboosted X23. It took me like 9.5 minutes with the rank 2 unboosted X23 with no deep wounds, but it was very straightforward, and the strategy with X23 was very straightforward also, where you just build up to level 3, you take that burst damage, and then you just slow play it. You do parry 3 hits while he's under stun. When you need to drop a heavy attack, drop that heavy attack, and you slowly heal back up to full, so you have a bit of safety net, and that's it. Also, for Paragons works Warlock plus Red Hulk. Red Hulk can definitely get this fight done as well, even though it will be quite a bit harder. This fight's difficulty really starts to ramp up when you do try to use your special attacks. And with that, you need to know when you can parry, when you can't parry, and because of that, you can't always be too aggressive. So any champion that did have that regeneration that can basically play this fight without using special attacks at all makes it significantly easier. Anyways, X23 happens to fulfill 2 objectives by herself as well, because she's damage over time champion and Thunderbolt. So if you do a fight with X23, then you can get the remaining point with Ultron or Guillotine 2099. So overall, best offensive dot champions for this fight. Again, in order to just get that single point would be Archangel. Nick Fury can absolutely destroy this fight as well. Then we have Omega Sentinel, Warlock, X23, OG Black Panther, and Magneto, because Scorpion is metal. There is a bit of RNG involved if you try to do this fight with Magneto, but then ideally you just max out your Pacify Mastery and you will be doing much better and safer. With robots, we have Omega Sentinel, Warlock, Ultron, Guillotine 2099, or I suppose Sentinel could also get this done with probably a handful of revives. And as Thunderbolts, the realistic options are X23, Red Hulk, Taskmaster can get this fight done as well, because he has quite a lot of ability accuracy reduction tools, and also he can go debuff immune, so after some point you would not have to worry about that petrify. Then we have Electro and Electra. Those are the most realistic options. Again, if you do have any questions, ask away. I will try my best to answer them tomorrow when I wake up. And if you want to see that X23 solo, as I said, it took about 9.5 minutes for me with a rank 2 X23. But yeah, that stream is live on my channel as well. And yeah, that is it for now. Hopefully you guys found this video useful, and if you did, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit all the buttons, and I'm gonna catch you guys soon. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the